Yes, the title is real. And no, the thumbnail is not clickbait. 6 new weapons have been found in the Battlefield 1 CTE files, and I can assure you right now that these ones will definitely pique your interests. A massive thanks to Dan, who's allowed me to use his captures of these 3D renders from the files. His video is linked in the description, but let's just dive straight in, because these are some really cool weapons that could be coming to Battlefield 1. Weapon number 1, the Thompson M1919 submachine gun. Now, this is the weapon that over 9,000% of players wanted to see in the Apocalypse DLC for Battlefield 1, as one of those unique weapons that DICE advertised the DLC as focusing on. This prototype was the forerunner to the legendary Thompson submachine gun that was used heavily during World War II, but was only 2 or 3 days away from being recorded as used during World War I. A shipment of early prototypes was due to be sent to mainland Europe for American troops to use, but the war ended just a few days before they were sent. Now, this M1919 model is what most people today would refer to as a pattern gun, a model which would be sent to a weapons manufacturer as a base, which could be built upon to make further prototypes. And as you can see, at the moment, this model has no sights built onto it at all. Now, no doubt this is going to be a weapon for the assault class, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what DICE is planning to do on balancing this thing. Weapon number 2, the Thompson Annihilator, another Thompson model. This, as far as I can tell, has an air-cooled barrel jacket rather than the metal fins we just saw on the previous M1919 model, but it still doesn't feature any sights, which could mean DICE has made 2 models of the same weapon and is about to ditch one and focus on the other. Maybe they changed their mind halfway through. I'm not really 100%, so who really knows at this point? Again, this is likely to be an assault class weapon if it's actually added. Weapon number 3 is the Fedorov Degtyarev rifle. I bet I've absolutely butchered the pronunciation of that, but this is a variant of the Fedorov Avtomat rifle that saw limited use during World War I. This design right here was one that was discarded by the designers, but it features a Maxim-style water barrel jacket for cooling purposes and sights mounted on top of that. And that's very similar to what we see on the Hellriegel that's been in Battlefield 1 since the launch of the game. Now, because this is a Fedorov Varian, it will likely be a medic weapon if it's added to the game. Weapon number 4 is the Winchester Burton LMR. Now, this is a weapon that I've featured in several videos throughout Battlefield 1's life cycle as a weapon that DICE should add to the game, so I'm really happy to see it here in the files. It is a rather odd-looking weapon, but it was designed as a spotter's weapon. That's the person who flies with a pilot to shoot down targets. The weapon features 2 magazines, which fire their full capacity before needing to be unlocked, and the other one locked into place before you can fire it. The weapon was made during a time when experiments with proper light machine guns were being done, mounted to planes, and eventually the Burton LMR was made redundant. So it's an extremely rare weapon in itself, but it did also have the ability to be fired from a shoulder stock, meaning ground soldiers could still use the weapon. With this looking similar to a light machine gun, very similar to a BAR in that aspect, I'd expect to see this weapon appear in the support class for Battlefield 1. Weapon number 5 is rather an odd choice from the development team if this does make it into Battlefield 1. This is the Mosin Nagant M38. It's a carbine variant of the standard Mosin Nagant, but it was produced from 1939 to 1945. That's not World War I at all, that's World War II. This carbine variant essentially was a shortened original M1891-30 Mosin Nagant. It has a shorter barrel and a shorter stock, but it was specifically made so the bayonet that fitted the longer rifle wouldn't fit this carbine. And it was superseded by the M44 carbine in 1944, and no doubt if this is added, it will be a scout weapon. And weapon number 6, the last one, is the single-action army revolver, or what some people might know as the Colt 45. This was the standard military service revolver of the United States until 1892, well before World War I. So we've just had a weapon from after World War I, and now this one is from before World War I. It is a 6-shooter, and Colt ended up offering the weapon in over 30 different calibers and barrel lengths during its lifetime. And I'm assuming this will become an all-kit sidearm that any of the classes could use in Battlefield 1. So in summary, we've got 2 Thompson prototypes from the late 1910s, a discarded Fedorov prototype from the late 1910s, a discarded light machine rifle from the late 1910s, a World War II era Russian carbine, and a 19th century American revolver. Has DICE gone crazy here? Whatever their plans might be, the fact that there could be 6 more weapons on their way for Battlefield 1 just before we start to find out what Battlefield 2018 is going to be is really, really exciting. And it shows that DICE is committed to keeping the game content fresh and updated for players pretty much for as long as they possibly can. DICE has stated they are running updates until June of 2018 for Battlefield 1, so if these weapons are due to arrive for this game, they need to be finished soon before it is just a little bit too late. Let me know what you think of these weapons down below in the comments section, and here's to hoping they'll be free for every single player of Battlefield 1. That would be really, really awesome. Let me know what you think, as I said, down below in the comments. Drop this video a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications switched on so you don't miss any of my Battlefield videos. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.